Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Charlie with Attack Basketball Academy. Do you have a set routine that you perform before each practice to get yourself mentally and physically focused? If you've answered no, I've been there before, I've done that, but I want to share with you, in humility, you are missing out on a huge part of your basketball development. I want to develop you into a premium basketball player. So today, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get ready for basketball practice. Let's go. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to prepare for practice, even if you're not a planner. Then I'm going to tell you how doing this one thing before practice will make you unstoppable. Last, I'm going to give you the inside access to view my pre-practice routine. Follow these and you will have a blueprint on exactly how to shine like a superstar in each practice. Let's get right into how to prepare for practice even if you're not a planner. See, the first thing you want to understand is how to get your mind right. See, to me, all this comes down to mentality, right? There's two types of creations. One, you can look at a concept, something that you can't see, but I'm trying to describe. It's in my mind. It all starts with that, right? And I'm going to talk about the second creation coming up in a second, right? But it all starts with where are you mentally? Because a lot of times I don't know if I was ready to practice, right? I didn't look at it as a privilege to get better. Sometimes I felt like I had to practice, but just mentally, it took really one word, right? I get a chance to practice instead of saying I have to practice. Now, the difference is have comes down to almost like an obligation. Oh my God, practice. Okay, I have to go to practice. As if, let me get this over with so I can move on to something that might be more important. But even as a college player and a professional player, I had that mindset, right? I'm going to go there. I have to go to practice to get back to something else until I learned to change that, right? There's no obligation. It was a luxury. I didn't have to choose to play professional basketball for 6 years, right? Until I learned to change that mindset and say, I get to. I look at it more of as an opportunity and a chance to grow, right? Right. And again, I always was not a planner, right? And again, that's why I had that mentality. I have to go versus I started to say, well, you know what? This is a great opportunity to get better and improve on what can be get done better, right? Even if you have great games, and a lot of times we say we had great games, we're really talking about scoring the ball. Let's keep it 100%. We have a great game. We look at it more of what we did to the stat sheet. We scored the basketball. You can have a great game and not score a lot of points, but you influence the game. I can tell you about a bunch of those games. It may not be highlighted as a college player, professional player, but I can tell you a bunch of games. I had great games, and I didn't see them as great games because I had coaches come up to me at the end and say, man, you played great. And coach, man, I only scored 10 points. I only scored 5 points, but you rebounded well. You set other people up to score the basketball. You play great defense. See, that's when I started to say, ooh, I get a chance to get better. I was looking at the wrong things conceptually, right? When I started to change my concept, right, it started to help me understand how to now plan and look forward to coming to practice, and that was the key difference. Instead of saying I have to go to practice, I get a chance to go, and I got to get my mind right first. Even though, again, I was not a planner, I started to realize how mentally it was throwing me off. So I became better at planning. I became better at looking forward to going to practice to have a better approach to say, you know what, I get a chance to go and I get a chance to improve. That's the key. One thing, before I tell you the one thing you can do before practice to make yourself unstoppable, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out videos daily to help develop you into a premium basketball player. Don't miss out on the content. Click the subscribe button. Now I'm going to tell you the one thing you can do before practice to make yourself unstoppable. I kind of went to it in the first part, but now I want to get it to you. You must develop a pre-practice routine. See, a pre-practice routine will not only get your mind right? Because now we're talking about We've already talked about the mind part, right? Again, changing one word from concept, right? Concept to now one word creation, a reality, right? And now we got to talk about the body. What are you doing not only with your mind conceptually, but now in reality, right? And out of your head and into the world. What are you doing physically? From concept to creation, we grow. Things happen twice. We can imagine it and we make it a reality. So keeping it to these constant words, right? These consonants. I should say, from concept C to creation. Now I need a routine I have to do with my body. There's something I have to do. Now I have to get my body right. Not only get my mind right, in the right frame of mind, I got to put my body in the right frame of action, right? And it can be the simplest things to do that, okay? Doesn't always have to be something strenuous, okay? So that's what you want to get involved. Now that you understand that, you want to become unstoppable, create a pre-practice routine that involves getting your mind right, your concepts right. Now I can put the S part there to what you're looking to create physically, right? Now you got to get your body involved. You need to prep. Now that you know why you need to prep your mind and body to dominate in practice, I want you to come up below with the one thing you're going to implement to get ready for your next practice. Go ahead and drop the one thing and the one takeaway in the comments. You come up with it. I want to hear you. It may be concept, maybe creation. Maybe get your mind right. Maybe get your body right. Maybe take away have. Maybe take to get. Put that one thing in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Now I'm going to give you inside access to view my pre-practice routines. And it all comes down to what's relevant. What does that mean? Okay, let's say I don't have access to a basketball. Okay? And the transition time between by the time you get to the actual gym, as you might be in high school, you might be in high school where you practice throughout the day. So you're going from one class, literally from English class, from whatever class to the locker room, and you have probably up to about 10 minutes to get ready. Well, I'll give you an example of a routine. How about you imagine, right, what you want your practice to be. So it just might be a mind exercise. You can't do anything physically because you don't have a basketball, right? But you want to get your mind right. How about you imagine the practice you want to have? You can image it, right? Then get your body involved, right? How can I get my body involved? I don't have a basketball. What can I do? Well, guess what? If you can do static exercises. And static means stationary, where you're not moving. Can you do high knees? May not see my high knees. Can I do jumping jacks? Can I simulate shooting? Can I simulate passing? Can I go through the motions? Can we do what we call mirror drills? Right? I can do mirror drills. Again, I have no access to basketball, but I can mirror, right? I can mimic the movements that I'm actually going to execute coming up. Maybe for 3 to 5 minutes. Let me give you a heads up right now. You're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get laughed at. There's a story of the late, great Kobe Bryant being in walkthroughs. Walkthroughs are typically what will happen at any level, and particularly the college and pro level. It's before the game. You're on the court going over your session actions, your schemes, how you want to play offense and defense. And there was a story from Shaquille O'Neal talking about Kobe Bryant would literally be murmuring, talking to himself about what he's going to do. You can't stop me, saying all kind of things. And everybody was laughing at that, saying like, okay, what is he doing? Go get your rookie, right? They were laughing at that. They were mocking it. But yet he was doing what? He was getting his mind and body ready. right? And he did it at a clip where he didn't really care about what he looked like because he knew what he had to do to prepare himself to play from concept to creation. He was imagining, saying, hey, you can't stop me, get off me. He was talking to himself. You're going to get ridiculed, I promise you. But when people start to see become successful, they're going to start doing the same thing. Been there before, right? I remember shooting baskets, no ball in hand, pretending I'm shooting. People look at me like I'm crazy. You go out there and score a lot of points, and all of a sudden they do the same thing. Hey, why do you do that? Want to get in your head, right? Let's say I do. So let me give you another. Let's say I do have a basketball, but I can't get to the court. Can I do a dribbling routine? Right? Can I do a passing routine? Can I find a teammate to go back and forth with? Can I use a wall to pass? To use a wall to shoot like I just talked about? Can I imagine the things that I'm probably going to do on the court? Can I get myself ready for that? And I'll give you one more situation. Let's say I do have access to a court, right? I have access to a court, I have access to a basketball. Can I do what I call my small victories workout? Can I go out there on the court, not only get myself warmed up in what we call a dynamic warm-up, where, again, I want to get my blood flowing, get a sweat going, right? A little rhyme right there. I also want to start to loosen up my joints and muscles, prevent injuries. Can I do a dynamic warm-up, right? Can I do something for 2 to 3 minutes? Then can I get the basketball, start dribbling? Maybe Pete Maravich drills, right? Squeezing the basketball, ball wraps, no dribbles involved. Just looking to strengthen my hands and fingertips, right, for battle while I'm getting my mind right. Can I go jump rope, right? Whatever it might be, right? Just telling you things that I actually did, right? And putting in a question for me. Can I go jump rope? Maybe a heavy rope to get me to really put in effort to jump it. Maybe a light rope to speed jump, okay? Then can I get the basketball and start dribbling it, right? Once I start dribbling, can I stay stationary dribbling for 2 to 3 minutes? Then can I go shoot layups, Mikan drills? George Mikan made it famous. Go look him up what I'm talking about. Can I go shoot Mikans? I could do Kyrie Mikans as a guard, right? Work on outside finishes, outside hand finishes, inside hand finishes. Working on developing both hands and feet, small victories, because I want to see the ball go in the basket at a high clip so I'm close to the basket. Can I form shoot, jump shoot? Can I use a one-hand shot? Can I add my guide hand? Can I then go through the motions? You can't see my feet, not jumping, but I'm talking about like being around the rim 3 to 5 feet, knowing you're going to make a lot of these shots, because now the only difference between a 2-foot shot and a 20-foot shot is the distance. I'm going to shoot the ball the same way. I might increase my effort the further I go, but the pattern's going to be there. The concept to creation is going to be there. See, all this stuff, I remember having great pre-practice routines. When I had great ones, my practice followed. And then subsequently, guess what? The way I practiced showed up in games. And it really helped me become consistent. I hope you become consistent by developing your own pre-practice and pre-game routines, but understanding what they really help you do. They help you become more consistent as a player. Now that you know how to get ready for basketball practice, how would you like to have a guide that covers all the must-know basketball principles and in what situation to apply them? Well, you are in luck. If you click in the link in the description of this video below, you can download the guide I put together as my gift to you. And if you're interested in becoming an elite premium basketball player like Steph Curry, who creates his own pre-practice routines, make sure you check out our Creating Your Pre-Practice and Pre-Game Routine program that can be found at the same link. It will take your game to the next level, guaranteed. Enjoy your gift and keep attacking.